紫まだまだ転校生を紹介しやすテンションを上げてみんな
Today, we're deep diving into the world of Jujutsu Kaisen, and we're gonna focus on the fan favorite character, the one and only Gojo Satoru. Arguably one of the most powerful characters in the series, Gojo is revered and respected for his god-tier strength. But we're here to explore a different aspect of his character today, his role as a teacher. Gojo, beyond his devil-may-care attitude and his unfathomable power, plays a crucial role in the Jujutsu Kaisen as a mentor for the first-year students. Despite of his overwhelming strength, Gojo's ability to instruct and nurture his students is a key part of his character, and it's something we're going to unpack in this video. I'm going to analyze his motivations on why he becomes a teacher, his methods, how he treats his students, and evaluate him against other famous teachers in this genre. Hello guys, I'm Yume and welcome to my channel. If you like in-depth anime discussions like this one, please subscribe to my channel. First, let's delve deeper into Gojo Satoru's decision to become a teacher. On the surface, it might seem a little counterintuitive, right? He is the strongest Jujutsu sorcerer around, and teaching might not be the first thing that comes to mind when you think about what he should be doing with that power. However, Gojo's decision is motivated by a deeper long-term goal that goes beyond personal ambition. Gojo is aware of the structure and flaws of the Jujutsu society. He knows that he can't change the system single-handedly, nor can the change happen overnight. So Gojo's role as a teacher is a strategic move. It's about creating this new generation of sorcerers who can challenge the status quo and promoting radical change from within. When we look at his students, we see individuals with unique and impressive potential like Itadori Yuji, Fushiguro Megumi, and Nobara. They aren't just your typical Jujutsu students. They don't easily fit into the system. They question it, challenge it, and they have the potential to break the mold. And that's precisely what Gojo is looking for. Teaching these young sorcerers, nurturing their potential and guiding them is Gojo's way of planting the seeds of change. He wants to cultivate a future where Jujutsu sorcerers don't just mindlessly abide by tradition, but think for themselves. He uses his position as a teacher to foster free-thinking sorcerers to question, challenge, and ultimately change the Jujutsu society harmful and restrictive methods. It's important to note, however, that Gojo's approach is not without its ethical quandaries. As a teacher, his first responsibility should be for his students' own well-being. However, he often puts his students in dangerous situations to force them grow.
Nobara, Yuji, 2人で建物内の呪いを払ってきてくれ。
And while his goal might be noble, it does call into question whether the means justify the end. Let's now move on to evaluating Gojo's teaching style and how he treats his students. From the outset, Gojo's approach to teaching may seem detached or being even somewhat dismissive. His humor, sarcasm, and often seemingly casual attitude often blur the lines between is he a friend or is he a mentor to his students? However, his unconventional methods and interactions with his students reveal a deeper level of genuine care that forms the bedrock of his teaching philosophy. He isn't the type to spoon-feed their students or hold their hands through each step of their learning process. Instead, he challenges them, forcing them to step out of their comfort zone, to push their boundaries and ultimately grow. He makes them face harsh realities, knowing that it's the best way to prepare them for the brutal world they live in. Firstly, let's talk about Itadori Yuji. From the start, Gojo takes a particular interest in him, seeing his potential and the strength of Sukuna within him. But beyond that, Gojo sees Yuji as more than a vessel for Sukuna. He respects Yuji's own strength and determinations, and Gojo's early endorsement and protection provides Yuji with the space to grow, not just as a sorcerer, but also as a person. When Yuji first enters the Jujutsu world, Gojo takes him under his wings and doesn't shield Yuji from the harsh realities this world and openly discusses them. This shows Gojo's respect for his students' autonomy and capacity to make informed decisions. For example, take the chance where he leaves Yuji to face a cursed woman on his own, even though Yuji is quite a beginner in it. It's a sink or swim situation for Yuji. But Gojo's gamble pay off. It's a prime example how Gojo unorthodox teaching methods can be effective. But yes, he constantly puts them in first seat dangerous situations. With Megumi, Gojo's care showcased in his ability to nurture Megumi's potential even when Megumi himself didn't fully believe in it. He believes in Megumi's abilities and again pushes him to explore and exceed his limits. By consistently encouraging Megumi to surpass his own limits, he shows that he truly cares for his students' development, not just as a Jujutsu sorcerer, but also as an individual as well. So, while Gojo's methods may seem harsh at times, his belief in Megumi's capabilities never wavers. And when it comes to Nobara, Gojo displays a different approach. Nobara is a strong-willed and determined individual. He is met by Gojo with respect and hands-off approach. He doesn't change or try to soften Nobara's assertiveness, but instead provides her with the space and opportunities to utilize it by becoming a better Jujutsu sorcerer. He gives Nobara the freedom to develop her own style of sorcery and encourages her to embrace her individuality. Comparatively, let's take a look at other iconic teachers in the shonen anime. Like, for example, it's impossible to see Gojo and not compare him with Kakashi from Naruto or Aizawa Sensei from My Hero Academia. Well, Kakashi and Aizawa certainly have their own unique teaching styles and care for their students. They tend to follow a more traditional mentorship role, right? They are very protective of their students. They try as much as possible not putting the students in dangerous situations, but they slowly train their students to become stronger, slowly, gradually, while imparting wisdom and values. They are very protective towards their students. But Gojo is not like that. He fetched their students and put them in front seats of a battle against monsters so they can learn. Gojo isn't just about teaching students how to fight. He is more radical. He encourages them to question, to challenge, and to disrupt. He wants them to think for themselves and make their own paths, not just following the footsteps of those behind them. However, this method, while it seems cool, it comes with its own sets of problems. Gojo's radical beliefs led him to place where he placed his students in situations that could potentially be dangerous for them. His trust in their capabilities, while it's admirable, might also come across as recklessness. And is that a good characteristic we have in a teacher? So Gojo's approach to teaching might be unconditional, but it's clear that he genuinely cares for his students. His god-tier strength and flashy combat abilities might be what grabbed our attention in the beginning, but it's his role as a teacher that makes him a truly beloved character. His ability to teach stems from his understanding and genuine concern for his students' development and well-being. He is not just their teacher, but also their mentor and protector in the volatile world of Jujutsu Kaisen. Yes, his teaching methods, his goals, and the way he treats his students are often a stark departure from the traditional sense of a sensei role. But in the context of Jujutsu Kaisen and the flawed society it represents, Gojo's approach might be just the radical shake-up that it needed. He is not just a teacher, he is a catalyst for change. And whether or not that makes him a good teacher is subjective, a question that ultimately comes down to personal interpretation. So, thank you for joining me in this deep dive into Gojo Satoru character. As always, feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments below. Do you agree with my assessments in Gojo's teaching skills? Did I miss anything, or do you have different viewpoints? I look forward to our discussion. And thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more in-depth anime analysis. Until next time, bye-bye!